What if I told you that being Jamaican in 2025 could get you turned away at borders you once passed through freely? What if the very passport you once cherished is now a red flag for suspicion, restrictions, and outright bans? Shocking, right? But this isn't fiction, it's the unsettling reality thousands of Jamaicans are now waking up to. In recent months, diplomatic shifts, immigration crackdowns, and changing political tides have made it crystal clear. Jamaicans are no longer welcome in certain corners of the world. We're not just talking about tighter visa requirements or longer airport interrogations. We're talking about travel bans, blacklists, visa revocations, and xenophobic policies that specifically target Caribbean nationals, especially Jamaicans. Some of these bans have official explanations, others, cloaked in political doublespeak and media silence. And while mainstream news brushes it off, the travelers, the real people, are feeling it at immigration counters, in embassy queues, and even mid-flight. But why now? Why Jamaicans? And which countries are slamming their doors shut? You might be surprised by who made the list. Some are countries with large Jamaican populations, others were once tropical escapes promising sunshine and opportunity. Now, they say no entry. Brace yourself. This list may include your next vacation spot, or the country you once called your second home. Before we expose the 12 countries, let's confront the truth that's hiding in plain sight. Travel bans aren't just about border control anymore. They're political weapons, they're votes in disguise, they're warnings, statements, and sometimes, outright discrimination. In 2025, global politics is unstable. Anti-immigrant rhetoric is rising, nationalism is spreading like wildfire across Europe, Asia, and the Americas. And while refugees, undocumented migrants, and certain nationalities have always been scapegoats, the net is widening, and Jamaicans are now caught in it. Why Jamaicans? Well, it's a mixture of things. Media stereotypes play a role, so do immigration abuse claims, drug trafficking concerns, and, let's be honest, deep-rooted racism and colonial residue. Yes, Jamaicans are seen as vibrant, resilient, and hardworking. But in some diplomatic rooms, they're painted with a different brush, labeled high-risk, overstayers, or worse, undesirables. And while countries won't say it outright, their policies speak volumes. Visa applications are quietly denied. Border agents suddenly get stricter. Immigration websites remove Jamaica from their list of eligible visa-on-arrival countries. Now, this isn't just about pointing fingers. Some Jamaicans have admittedly misused visas in the past. But does that justify punishing an entire nation? 12 countries say yes. Let's break down the list, starting with a nation many Jamaicans once called a land of dreams. Yes, you heard right, Trinidad and Tobago. Jamaicans and Trinis have always shared a complicated Caribbean siblinghood, love, rivalry, music clashes. But now, things have taken a bitter turn. In late 2024, Trinidad tightened immigration controls on Jamaicans, citing national security and visa overstays. But what really sparked outrage was the mass deportation of over 70 Jamaicans, many of whom claimed they had valid reasons for entry, business, tourism, or family visits. Even worse, the public commentary that followed. Prominent Trinis openly bashed Jamaicans on social media, labeling them troublemakers and illegal hustlers. Now in 2025, multiple Jamaican travelers report being turned away at Piarco International Airport without clear explanations. Some say they weren't even allowed to leave the airport terminal. While there's no official ban, the message is loud and clear. You're not welcome. Caribbean unity, that dream is cracking fast. Next up, the Bahamas. A paradise? For some, but not for Jamaicans anymore. In January 2025, the Bahamas implemented strict visa policies targeting CARICOM nations. While the government never said Jamaicans specifically, guess who got hit hardest? That's right, Jamaicans now need pre-approval clearance, proof of hotel stays, bank statements, and a return ticket just to enter. And even then, dozens have reported being denied entry without refund or justification. Why? Allegations of Jamaicans working illegally, overstaying, and involvement in underground trade. But what's fueling these claims? Part of it is fear. The Bahamas, struggling with unemployment and rising crime, is pointing fingers at foreigners, and Jamaicans are convenient targets. In local tabloids, Jamaicans are unfairly blamed for crime waves. Online forums erupt with anti-Jamaican sentiment. It's no surprise that immigration officers are now exercising discretion like never before. So if you're Jamaican planning a beach getaway in Nassau, you might want to think again. Once the motherland, now the gatekeeper, The United Kingdom has slammed the door so subtly you almost didn't hear it. In 2025, UK immigration is tougher than ever, and Jamaicans are facing the heat, hard, new biometric requirements, enhanced criminal record checks, visa processing delays that stretch for months, rejections with no appeals, and the unspoken reason, Windrush trauma meets post-Brexit paranoia. Let's not forget how the UK wrongfully deported Jamaican-born elders, people who lived and worked there for decades. The scandal rocked headlines, but real change? Minimal. Today, young Jamaicans hoping to study, visit family, or even attend events in the UK are being rejected en masse. Even dual citizens are facing scrutiny. And if you're caught overstaying or violating visa terms, immediate deportation, no mercy, no exceptions. The British government says it's tightening loopholes, but the numbers say otherwise. Jamaican rejection rates have tripled since 2023, so if you thought your British ties could save you, think again. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the United States. America has always had a love-hate relationship with Jamaicans. From reggae to athletics to nursing professionals, Jamaicans have shaped U.S. culture. But in 2025, the American dream is fading fast for many Jamaicans. Under the new immigration overhaul, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security has listed Jamaica as a watchlist country for visa fraud and trafficking concerns. The result? A sudden spike in visa denials, longer interviews, and targeted questioning at U.S. embassies in Kingston and Montego Bay. Students are being rejected despite scholarships. Tourists with decades of travel history are now being labeled potential immigrants. Families are being separated over visa technicalities. And let's not forget the ICE crackdowns. Several undocumented Jamaicans have been forcibly deported, even in cases where they were pending court decisions. The message is clear: if you're Jamaican and planning a trip to America, you better have a bulletproof reason. The U.S. isn't officially banning Jamaicans, but they're certainly making it harder than ever to enter. Panama, once a gateway to Latin America, now a dead end for Jamaicans. Starting March 2025, Panama revised its immigration laws. Jamaica was removed from its friendly nations visa list. Why? Officials claim a surge in criminal activities linked to foreign nationals. But the local press was less vague. Headline after headline blamed Jamaicans specifically for gang behavior, drug links, and passport fraud. The backlash was immediate. Jamaican expats in Panama protested the generalization. Still, the ban held. Today, Jamaicans are no longer eligible for easy visa access. Background checks are extensive and border control is ruthless. Even business travelers with meetings in Panama City have been turned away, despite valid documentation. So what was once a hub of Caribbean-Latin American connection is now a hard no. You'd think Caribbean brothers would look out for each other, right? Not anymore. The Cayman Islands, despite its proximity and shared culture, is tightening the noose. In a leaked government memo from early 2025, Jamaicans were labeled high-risk applicants for both tourist and work permits. The justification? Rising cases of illegal employment and alleged involvement in underground economies. Now Jamaicans face extensive background checks, proof of financial stability, and even police certificates, just for a 2-week visit. Even worse, local employers have been quietly told to avoid hiring Jamaicans to prevent complications. Cayman's tourism board denies it's a ban, but if every door is locked, does it really matter? Let's run through the remaining 6 countries, each a story, each a cautionary tale. Number 7, United Arab Emirates. Jamaicans hoping to explore Dubai's skyscrapers in 2025 are out of luck. The UAE quietly added Jamaica to its restricted nationalities list. No more visas on arrival, no more work permits without intense screening. The reason? A recent uptick in visa violations according to UAE's Ministry of Interior, but critics call it xenophobic. Number 8, Malaysia. A controversial 2025 crackdown on immigration abuse included Jamaica in a surprising list of countries with unfavorable travel profiles. That means longer embassy queues, fewer approvals, and a near impossibility of getting long-term visas approved. Students are affected. Business visas? Good luck. Number 9, Barbados. This one hurts. Barbados and Jamaica have always shared regional kinship, but following a viral altercation at Grantley Adams Airport involving Jamaican travelers, Bajan authorities have silently adopted profiling tactics. Travelers report being questioned for hours, some denied entry with no refund or apology. Number 10, France. Post-2024 riots in Paris led to a sweeping overhaul of France's visa system. Jamaicans unfortunately got lumped into a high-risk zone list. Tourist visa approvals have dropped by 70%. Even transit through France can now require extra documentation. Number 11, Suriname. In January 2025, Suriname outright banned Jamaicans from entering temporarily, citing national interest and public safety. Though called temporary, the ban remains in place 5 months later. The real issue? A politically driven scapegoat narrative. Number 12, Australia. Down under, the far right is making gains. New legislation labels Jamaica as a Tier 3 visa nation. Translation? You're unlikely to get in without serious justification. Sports visas, entertainment gigs, student permits, all are under scrutiny. 12 countries, 12 closed doors, and for what? Because of stereotypes, politics, missteps by a few. This isn't just a travel issue, it's a dignity issue. It's about how a proud nation of over 2.8 million people, known for their creativity, resilience, and strength, is now being treated like a threat. But the question remains, what will Jamaicans do next? Will we accept this quietly, or will we demand change from the international community and our own government? Jamaica needs stronger diplomacy, clearer travel protections, government-backed legal assistance for those stranded abroad. And most importantly, we need to tell our stories. If you or someone you know has faced discrimination, unjust denial, or mistreatment abroad, speak up. Share your experience in the comments below. Let your voice be heard. This video isn't just about bans, it's about building awareness, changing narratives, holding systems accountable. So don't just watch, engage, like, share, comment. Let's spark a conversation the world can't ignore. And to the countries on this list, we see you, we hear you, but we won't stay silent. Not today, not ever. Jamaica is more than the media headlines, more than the assumptions. We are doctors, artists, engineers, scholars. So if the world wants to close its borders, let them. We'll build bridges, we'll raise our voices, we'll rewrite the narrative. One passport, one people, one powerful message. You can deny the visa, but you can't erase the legacy.